Hello everybody, Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay fellas, this is a live action video for this Friday evening. Right now it's time to turn to on the Airfix 1963 release with a short Sunderland flying boat dubbed as Old Porcupine. And incidentally, before we get started on this, I got another build I'm working on. And tomorrow I should have my Hawker Hurricane 124 scale by Airfix. I should have that finished by tomorrow. And so this evening, I've been working on this on the short Sunderland on the Very Swordfish torpedo bomber Airfix. This is a new toolkit. That's not the old one. This is a new tool, and I believe it comes in a box. Looks like this. I want to tell you something, fellas. This is a very nice kit. It goes together very, very well without fuss. This is a nice kit. So I've been working on that. I put about 3-4 hours in there so far. I got painted old cockpit green on there. And so let's jump around, do a little light sanding and a little priming. And start on the wings. It goes pretty good. No filler at all in this thing. Just take a little sanding. Just kind of gently go across here. And those things are gone. Those things are just gone. So this little string bag right here. 1/72 scale. Get one engineer's hobby shop. And you'll love it. I know I do. Okay, guys. For this evening, for the next half an hour to 45 minutes, maybe to an hour, I'm going to start working on the short side of the flying boat. I'm going to try to get everything sanded down, prepared for painting. And also, I got some of this micro mask, so I can mask all these airports. And you got to be careful of these airports, guys. These things will punch out. I'm not kidding. No matter how much glue you put on these things, whatever you use, I use ACC glue on it. Very smattering amount. Just very little. Very little. Just enough for the surface wet and just pop, pop, pop. You've seen the video one on live action on this. And so everything's all done. I'm going to go ahead and put the mask those airports and I'll let it dry and prepare for sanding and painting. Okay, without further ado, we'll move this beautiful box out of the way. I'll never throw this box away. This thing is, I like these old Airfix boxes. Anybody likes these old boxes like this, save them, guys. Believe it or not, sometimes these boxes are worth more than the model is. You'd be surprised. Don't throw away those old vintage boxes. Okay, we got Porcupine over here. We got no interference of music or talking in the background on television. Everything's turned off, as you can see. And get that level out here. I'm just checking this thing for last time. See if all these parts still move. Oh yeah. That turns real good there. And a talisman up there with a turret that retracts. When it's time to get the buoy, pull that thing back and the guy will pop up out of there, grab a buoy, hook up to the bullnose, and she's floating out there in the water, picking up supplies, offloading supplies, picking up stuff. When it's time to go, the bowsman will undo the hook. You'll go ahead and pull this fairing up forward. And off she goes. This is a nice kit, guys. I've always liked the Airfix short Sunderland flying boat. It's a very nice model. Of course, the artillery is miles better. We expect it's 50-something years more newer technology than what the Airfixes gave you. But this still is an excellent kit. There's no fit issues at all, guys. Look how those wings fit on there. Opposed to the last video I done. They fit very quite well as a flush, because you know why? This is the first relace of this kit. The red stripe Airfix box. Okay, we're going to turn this big flying boat around. And let's start doing some sanding on top of the joining of the fuselage. And I'm going to just go ahead and just sand this thing down using Mr. Sanding Stick. Might have to use a little filler on here, not much, guys. But you want to prepare the surface real well, so you don't have to use that much filler on there. Because sometimes when you're joining a fuselage, it'll overlap like that. That's why I say when you're joining a fuselage, especially a model like this, you got to make sure your work at the top is all flush. Then work your way to the bottom when it dries. Then you go ahead and sand out your seams, and the ones that like to only come out too good, or whatever you got to do is go ahead and apply your filler of choice on there and let it dry. Sand well using wet dry sandpaper, and go ahead and prepare for painting, priming. A little sand dust right there fills a little crack right there. You take this Tamiya glue here, and you just over there, it'll seal that dust in. You gotta feel, see if it's flush up there. A little more there it needs. The rivets on this kit is very low relief. It's not really heavy like some of their kits are, especially Revell ones. Oh boy, they get heavy in the rivets. But this kit poses no problem with rivets, so I think rivets pretty well refined on this thing. So there's no must of sanding those rivets down, because all you're doing is sanding all the detail of it. You won't do it. Your main aim is sand these seams out like I'm doing right here. That's nice. So I think it's flush here, buddy. The old plastic, this stuff sure, it still works pretty good. Plastic is very tough on this kit. These Airfix kits have got tough plastic. Back in my early days when I was a young man, the English invasion came in 1963. Beatles came out, the Rolling Stones came out, Airfix came out, Airlines came out, and Frog came out. And all these old kits, all those kits that came out, boy, we love the devil out of those things. Then when this kit came out, at the same time, I said, man, I've never seen a flying boat like that before. I thought it was one of ours. I said, no, that's an English flying boat. My dad says, showed it to my father one time, says, oh, you got another Airfix kit, huh? I said, yeah, where are you buying these things at? At the hobby shop, Pop. Dad, I kid you not, they're all over the place. I mean, I never seen these kits before. So, oh, yeah, they're from England. It says I bet they're expensive. So, oh, no, they're not, Dad. I told my pops that these things are cheaper than the domestic ones we have. And sure enough, boys, this thing only costs $1.89. I paid $1.89 for that. With tax came $2.08. That's how much I paid for this thing. Now, $2.08 back in 1963 was a lot of money. $2 now, $2 back then has a value of $22 today. So that lets you know how much with $20, how much you can buy at $20, but opposed what $2 could buy 50 or 60 years ago. The value of money nowadays has no value. And you know who the blame is? Everybody's to blame. I'm to blame. Everybody's to blame. It's called supply and demand. What really cooks the goose is credit cards. Credit cards have superseded the market of buying. People just keep buying uncontrollable. They can't keep stuff on the shelves long enough to sell. And yet they make more and make more, and they bring the price up. And guess what? They print more money. Every time you print money, the value of the dollar goes down, down, down. Believe it or not, here in America, you can't buy nothing for $1. You can't even buy a used piece of God darn toilet paper for $1 nowadays. That shows you how much the money dollar is worth nowadays. George Washington would turn over in his grave if he found out the value of money is nowadays. How to stop it to bring the price down? Well, one man's saying is me is don't buy too much. If everybody just quit buying all the time, the price will go down. But you don't. People just keep buying, keep buying, keep buying, keep buying. And eventually what's going to happen is you're going to cause inflation, mass hyperinflation. Then it gets really bad. It turns into the 1929 stock market crash all over again. That's my biggest fears for next year, what's going to happen in this country, all over the world. We're going to have another Great Depression like it was back in 1929. And I'll pray to God this don't ever happen, guys. If it ever does, it's going to be a very, very bad deal. It's going to make 1929 look like nothing. People being unemployed for a couple of days. What makes it rough nowadays is a different society back then compared to what we have today. Back in those days, you didn't have a greedy society. People helped each other and they valued mankind. People did anything but sweat their brow to put food on the table or pay a bill or buy clothes for the kids or something. And there was no welfare system back then, so forget about getting help from the government because, hey, the government will just laugh at you and chuckle, turn their backs at you and say, figure it out yourself. And they'd walk away. So like I say, there was no welfare system. You want to eat or buy something like, well, you couldn't afford nothing like this anyway back then. You had to work all day long for a potato to eat. I take a potato and try to feed a family with one potato. I think you guys got the picture. It wasn't very joyless. I heard a lot of stories about that. My mother and father told me about the Depression back in them days. It was really bad, guys. It was really bad. What's going to happen in this country? We have a depression like back then. It's going to be 1.5 million times worse than what it was. But like I said a while ago, what's making it really bad, guys, is going to be how society is today. We live in a very, very sick society. Very sick. You got a lot of people out there that are not sick at all. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, pretty fresh here, guys. When you put filler on there, all you do is just swipe it on. You gotta prepare your surfaces before you put filler on there. I seen guys go out there and they come along and they don't sand these seams down. Like back in my younger days, when I was building models, my dad said, "That looks awful, Frank. That looks terrible." I said, "What's wrong? I built like it says." It says, "I know you did, but look how that thing looks. You don't sand your seams. You don't prepare anything." And I didn't know nothing about that back then. So my dad and I sat down together building a model, father and son deal. And he showed me how to sand things down and stuff, and it was very helpful. Yeah, that's pretty good. by going like this. Fingernail will tell you if you got a lip right there, sand it out. Always use your hands. These hands are better than eyeballs. Believe you me. Eyeballs are very deceiving when you look at something like look at your seams. Your hands have a better sense of feeling than sight does. So it's more than sight. These hands really help a lot. So I just got a little bit of hump here and it's all done. I just sand only in the area where it needs to be sanded. That's where the fuselages are joined together. Now this is a nice kit. It's fresh kit. It's a fresh kit by Airfix. The molds have been barely used. It's nice. Yeah, over here, right from the dorsal turret, need some right there. Sand that lip out of there. It'll be less filler to use. That's the purpose of doing it. Sometimes you get away without using filler. But when you're dealing with old kits like this, you gotta prepare with sanding and filling. I got this thing pretty well together without having overlap joints. Go down to Smitty's. It says, Russ, got any sanding sticks? Yeah, how many you need? Oh, about a dozen. He goes, okay. So I got a bunch of those. Building supplies. Yeah, a little more there. I love this Airfix short Sunderland. It's a very good kit. I'm glad they discontinued this. They still make it. It's in the red boxing now. I got one in my storage, in my stash. Instead of being molded in white plastic like this is, like they all were, it's molded in gray plastic. Not bad. Not bad. The little fairing is going to fit right in front of the dorsal turret and fit in half. So I'm standing more or less where the fairing's at. So it's going to hide that anyway. Before I proceed any further, it's a good idea if I go ahead and glue that in position while doing my sanding. If I can find them in here. If I'll see them in here. Yeah, here they are right here. Trim this flash off here. I got a card kit of this in my stash in the storage area. 133 scale. I believe I made a video of that, what, how many years ago I did that? 5, 6 years ago? Only been on tube about, what, 7 years now? 6 years? I'd say about 5 years ago. I'll take these gloves off. It kills my sense of touch. I'm mostly aware when I'm painting, guys. When I'm assembling things, I don't use them that much. Is that how it goes? Yes, it does. It's getting hard to find glue in the hobby shops. A lot of people are buying the stuff up, you know. But for the love of Mr. Freddie Duarte at SUNDERLAND Models, God love him, he sent me 4 bottles. All brand new bottles. This stuff is not bad. Wow. I get a bottle of that. Some of this stuff must have evaporated or something. There's a full bottle I had this stuff. Hell, how much you got in there? Oh, Jesus. Up to here. Good grief. I'm going to have to go down there to Spain to get another bottle of that. So you use the Tamiya stuff. You see the fairing got on there. There and there. Nice. Real nice. I got a sand around here on the tail here, so the stabilizer moves real freely. Okay. Somehow they made this functional in the ailerons, but the stabilizers did that. Huh? That's weird. Oh well. This thing's not a toy. Talk about toys. Brenda, my first wife, 30 years of marriage before she died of lung cancer before I married Ruthie, always called my things toys. And us model builders take offense to that. There's not a model builder that I know, even myself, that takes offense if somebody calling our hobbies toys. I told my wife a toy is something you wind up and put on the ground. So these things are actually scale models, scaled from the real airplane, and they're collector pieces, and they're a hobby. And these are not toys. But it's hard to understand that. Make women understand that. My wife didn't understand that very much. And so one day, she ate crow and apologized to me. Let me tell you the story while I'm setting his wing root down. About 40 years ago, there was an ad in Ship Modeler magazine. This man was an eccentric millionaire, model collector, and also a World War II naval vet. His name was Alvin Stauffer. Alvin Stauffer had a business called Stauffer's Books and Prints. His main specialty is like Clive Roberts. He has his HO train sets, old gauge. This man, I can tell you a story about this man, and because I I went to his house one time. Before I went to his house, he put an ad in Scale Model Magazine, I need a Liberty ship 1/16 scale. I said, heck, I already got one. I just finished that thing up about a year ago. It's the Benjamin Rush. It's a blue jacket kit. And I got about 2 or 3 of those. I got about 2 of them in kit form, and one that's almost done. Just got to rig it up. It's in storage right now, and it was mercury green colors, all gray, like y'all were. And back in those days, there was no internet. You couldn't take pictures unless you took a Kodak picture with a camera and sent it in an envelope. So what I did, he said, I need some pictures. I sent him pictures of it. I sent him a dozen pictures. And boy, he liked that. He asked him, where's your address at? I said, I live at 299 Penrod Avenue, Dayton, Ohio. It was up from Medina, Ohio. I said, well, hell, that's only about 45 miles from my house. That's up there by Sandusky, up there by Cedar Point. Way up north, up there by Lake Erie up there. So that's right. And he said, you got this ship? I said, yes, I do. How much you want to sell it for? I said, I will negotiate if you come down to my house when you want it. Came down to my house. My wife answered the door. Said, Frank, there's a man in front of the door. I've never seen it before. That's Mr. Stoffer. He's coming down to buy my Liberty ship off me. And so she kind of nosed off the kitchen, and I let him in. Shook his hand. My wife came out. I told Brenda, this is Mr. Stoffer. Stoffer is my wife, Brenda. And this man was to buy my Liberty ship off me. So I brought it out. It was already in the display case. He had a little flashlight. Boy, he was looking at it like this. He said, that's a beautiful job. And he goes, I'll give you $2,500 for it cash. I said, that's how much they're about worth when they're done at the 1/16 scale, especially if they're a kit. He said, if you're a scratch, I'll give you more. And I said, you got yourself a deal, sir. Back then, you could buy a blue jacket Liberty ship for $100. That's how much the kit's worth. Now they're about $400 now. Man gave me $2,500. Excuse me, cash. And he commissioned me to build a tanker, a blue jacket tanker, 1/16 scale. And he says, what I do, Frank, you build this tanker for me. I'll give you another kit in return as a complimentary. And also I'll give you another $2,500 for it. That's agreed. Because you want me to buy the kits? No, I'll buy it. I'll buy 2 of them. I'll send you one for yourself, and I'll send you one for me. You build this. After you're done, you call me up, and I give you directions to my house. I said, understood. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate this. Now, after he left, I had $2,500 for that Liberty ship. And I gave my wife $1,000. And I put the rest in the bank. And I was going to give it to her. I said to her, toys, huh? Toys. Her mouth was agape, and she looked at me and says, Frank, I swear to heaven, I'll never call your stuff toys again. I said, I had no idea that they're worth money like that. I said, my father never built that. So everybody in the world don't build models out. Oh, Brenda, my father was a model builder. He worked in the Washington, D.C. model shops. I've been building these things since I was about 3 or 4 years old. I was building things back in the 1940s, man. I told her, hey, I says, this is a wonderful hobby. It keeps guys like me who are married home instead of being out the bar chasing women all the time. And she was very pleased about that. And she never called myself toys no more. Now, Ruth never called my things toys. She supported my hobby. Matter of fact, she bought me models all the time. I told Ruth, you quit buying me all these models, honey bunch. If I got too many, and I could buy it myself. So I do it because I love you. Yes, I know you love me. I love you too. But she kept me buying me models all the time, and I was very happy. And she supported my hobby. She was married before I got married. And this guy who she married to was a monster. He was very abusive to her. Always put his hands on her all the time. I was with Ruth now for 23 years, married to her. And we lived together for about 2 years before we got married. And she told me a lot of stories about this guy. And I told her, well, see, it's the guys like that, we'll get there sooner or later. God will see to that, which he did. Just the guy died of liver cancer. Great drink a lot. And she has 5 kids, which are my stepchildren. And I have heard nothing of them ever since their mother has passed. They don't call me or nothing. So I look at it this way. I married her mother, not them. I've got my own kids, own grandchildren, great-grandkids. And I take care of them. And I also took care of her kids too as well, like I took my own. But they're pretty elderly too, you know. They all got a sense of problems. Got some that drink a lot all the time. They got that from their father. And they're just not very settled down. They don't understand niceness. People being nice, and I took care of their mother very, very well. I miss my wife very much, guys. I really do. Ever since my wife has passed away, my life has not been sent. It hasn't been right since. But now I find that I'm on my own now, and I got to survive. I got to live. And life goes on. So that's that story about the business stopper. I'll continue to tell you about the business stopper. 5 months later, I finished up that tanker. I never started mine, the one you gave me. I still got it in storage in my stash. All those years, I still got it. Never built it or nothing. Well, give me directions to his house. Oh, beautiful. That's nice. It's nice and plush. Oh. And I went to his house. He had this big old huge barn. It looked like a big tobacco barn. You guys probably seen barns like that on the countryside when you're on the freeway and see these big old barns like mail pouch tobacco and stuff like that. You know, that's what his barn was. But it wasn't a barn. It was his house. And he had another house right next to it. It was kind of a queer situation. You know, I went to his house. He was out in the driveway, flagged me over, and like a new kid with I'm Santa Claus with his tanker. And this is the truth, guys. So help me God, the Lord's truth. And went to his house. Come on in, Frank. Come on in. Well, I thought I was good with all those models I got. Even what I've got now ain't nothing compared to what this man had. I found out he was a model broker. He gets guys like me who builds models for him, and he sells them for more than what he gives me. I don't care. You know, he pays me good and took care of me, and he told me how his business goes. That tanker I built for him, I'm going to sell it to another guy. That was the Merchant Marines. He wanted a tanker. gave me the money, shook my hand, and said, "Now you want to see some models?" Always there was models in there already. I went in there. I mean, these things weren't like these. These were sketched. These are tailor-made models, like stuff I built on YouTube. I mean, these things are 5, 6 feet long. That was in his room. Then he had this one door here that led to the whole barn. Just like right here is the barn. And just a little room there where I came in. He had a doorway went all the way like a corridor. It was corridor. See all these lines on my cutting mat there? These are shells, 5 high, full of ship models. You had another one, 5 high, another one, 5 high, another one, 5 high. And these things were 60 to 75 feet, 60 to 75 feet long. And all these shells. You had a shelf here, 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 and all these models on there. And these in there were 10 to 12, 8, 15 feet long, huge. I've never seen, only models I've seen like that is in museums. He goes, "This is my collection." I said, "How can I ask you a question, sir? What are you going to do with these when you expire?" Just like everybody tells me, "Frank, we can do these damn things when you're dead." I said, "Don't worry about it. They're taken care of. I'll probably sell my stuff, kits for cash, or sell them, or whatever I got to do. I know I can't take it with me. As long as I'm alive, I'll enjoy building these things." So I don't really concentrate on dying and everything. It's just I got a plan what I'm going to do with these things. I'm not going to throw in the garbage, just darn sure. Go museums. I have kits for cash. I have a guy come out there, a big old vending truck, buy my stash, give me some money. And I'll probably cry a little bit, losing my stuff, but it's in good hands. It's going to a good home. Somebody can appreciate and live and enjoy it, just like everything else. And so anyway, that's the story about Mr. Alvin Stoffer. I imagine this man's deceased by now. He's about as old as my father back then. And I thought that was his house next door. I asked him, "Hey, Al, can I ask you a question?" He says, "Is that your house next door? You live there too?" Because I noticed when I went in there, he had a bed in there, a stove, and an ice box. So when I came in there, it didn't sink in my head when he flagged me over to come in his house that I thought I was going to go to the house next door. I thought that was the tobacco barn. So this is why I stay here all the time. So she stays over there. And I didn't know what he meant by she. Well, he told me, he says, my wife doesn't like me buying all these models and selling them stuff like that. And she divorced me over it. And I figured it's cheaper to just give her the house. She didn't take me for anything. She stays over here and I stay here. And I said, wow, that's a little different. Usually when a man and woman are divorced, she goes her way and you go your way. So that way I get to keep my stuff, Frank. She got her house. We don't talk. She's just like, I can sit here, our next door neighbor. I go, wow, Al, I had no idea, But he was a very nice man, a very eccentric. He had a lot of money. If I was a thief or a felon or something, I could have conked him over the head with a stick or something, and stole his money. He had a drawer, opened up, nothing but $100 bills there. This guy had money all over the place. Then after he gave me money, he sent me home. He goes, I'll give you a call. I got something else coming your way I want you to build. This is going to be scratch. I'll send you a set of plans. I want you to build a ship that I was on. I think it was USS Westmoreland. It was an AKA, attack cargo ship. It was a C2 merchantman. And after he left, said, Frank, do me a favor. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell anybody where I live at or anything. So just don't worry about it, Sal. I will never do that to you. Because breathing, I got a lot to lose here, Frank. I said, I know that, Al. I said, my lips are sealed. Don't worry about it. Nothing to worry about. That's the last I seen the man. I built the model, I gave him a call, and there was no answer on the phone. And I kept on wondering, where the hell could he be at? I built his model, so well, I'll drive down to his house. I get down there. When I went down there to his home, his ex-wife came out and says, who are you? I says, I'm a friend of Mr. Stopper. I build models for him. Says, he ain't here no more. That's all she said. She never told me he died or nothing. That was terrible. I imagine he passed away. But I got to think about all his models he's got. My God. I said, I hope she didn't throw them away. My God, I tell you, the stuff this man had was unbelievable. Guys, that's the most models I've ever seen in my whole life. So there's people up there that got stuff like that. Okay. You check this up here. Let's see what's up. Check out wing roots. It's pretty nice and flush here, guys. But I still got to apply some filler on here because I don't want no joints in this thing. The joy of building these things is taking your time and just make them look right. A lot of sanding here and there. This is no kit, guys. It needs sanding. But it went together very well without. Jesus. Unbelievable. Ah. I thought I saw a little uprising up there. Over a piece out here. I'm gonna paint schedule this thing is going to be extra dark sea gray with dark slate gray on it. Almost like that of the Barracuda. Oh yeah, I got the wings already. I don't have to worry about sanding there. Oh man. Check that fin. See how that is right there. Got a hurricane out of Louisiana coming towards our way. It's all day long. It's just clouds and humidity and rain. Miserable day today. But I'll take it. At my age, good days, miserable days are good days to me, buddy. All right, I say my prayers every night before I go to sleep. Say, please, Jesus, please keep me healthy. I know I got longevity in my family. And right now, I'm starting life over again. I just want to build models and work. And so far, my health has been excellent lately. Oh, beautiful. I can do a little more here. That's funny, for 1/72 scale, this thing is big. Of course, you know, we're building dive bombers and torpedo bombers. And smaller, and single engine aircraft, they're small. This thing's big. Put this up next to my Mars. It's small, very small. That Mars is a big airplane, no doubt about it. I saw a real cool movie yesterday. An English movie. I guess they had the people of China like that. They were stuck in the Yangtze River out there. I guess they ran aground. They couldn't get it away. And the Chinese were firing at them and stuff like that. Communist China and crap. They wanted to get steam, get the hell out of there. I don't blame them. And they had a short Sunderland like this on there. That flew by and really beautiful. That's the first time I've seen a movie with a short Sunderland before. Now I see about History Channel, but like that, it was a good movie. I had the same fellow played in the Dam Busters, Richard Todd. That was his name. Yep, I think that was Elizabeth Taylor's first husband, an English actor. And, that's pretty good. That's right for fellow right there. I'm checking horizontal stabilizers. Yep, I've got to get that too. Lay down here on the mat so I can get a good. Just had a sanding stick. My dad always made homemade sanding sticks out of popsicle stick and stuff like that. But he used contact cement and glued sandpaper on there and stuff. He says, by doing this, like he showed me how to sand all these seams out. He said, now look at that now compared to how years a while ago. I said, yeah, it looks better, Dad. That's what I say. You got to sand that stuff down. Those things look gas. They got to put the paint on it. It's going to look terrible. You got to repair everything before you paint. Prime the paint. Make sure it's all prepared. Because you know darn well a real airplane don't have these big old gaps in it. They said you got to sand it out. When I first building models, guys, wasn't too much plastic out there. Most of the ones I ever built out of plastic were very, very, what was it, Oli? No. Ringo, an ITC. And the Vell came out back in 1955. They started making good models there. In the 1950s, that's when they started making good stuff. Okay. That's pretty flush there, guys. That's nice. I'm a happy man. Whoa, look at that. Look how let that go by. I must have been daydreaming or something like that. Oh, okay, that's good now. I bought two of these back in 1963. This is the second one. It's good. Oh, let's take a break and talk. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That looks pretty good. I like that. Over here. What the hell happened there? That's where the bottom actually slide across there. What the hell is that thing hitting now? That too? Now, what's that thing binding against? the hell happened there? These things worth reciting. Here they come. Yeah. They slide back and forth. That's where you put your bulbs at. You got external racks on here. This is where you're. I think it's so easy before, but it's like it's something stuffed it. Oh, I see. That's right there. Boy, I'm glad I seen that. That was a while ago. So how come these things are sliding back? I'm gonna have to work it out later. But right now, how's that there? That's pretty good there. I'll leave those in there. I don't want to bust out. That's pretty good down there, fellas. That too goes in there. That's a problem right there. No wonder. Well, the wing roots add to the bottom. You got a track right there. The thing goes on, and it's hitting a lip right there. You got to take your knife and cut it out. Right over here is a step that keeps these things from. Huh. But they move freely. Let me see if that's a problem down there. Huh. I sure got. Well, no wonder. Yeah, there you go. That's the problem right there. kind of like this. When it slides, it's hitting the roof over here, right there. So you got to bring it more this way. I guess when I put the wings on there, make sure they're flush, it kind of made the rail up like a step. That's what's hitting. So I had to take that step out by taking this number 11 blade and kind of scribing it. Scribe that thing out like I'm doing now. Oh, beautiful. That goes inside there. Get out of the way. So I do a little trim with you. I got a good jeweler's file. I can do that. So I got to go with that track work, making sure it's level. No big whoop. I'll get that later step. Okay, Frankie Day, let's go back here and get this everything done back here. Okay, just fussing, guys. I had no idea that problem existed. I should have checked that before. A good feature in this kit that I like the most is they give you a beaching gear of this thing. That way, you got something proper to display this thing switched on the ground. That step's pretty good. And the keel of the boat bottom, pretty good. Yeah, beautiful. That's pretty flush right there. Big gun back there. Those are bomb racks. They service them inside the fuselage and open up that side door where they can drop mines and little bombs. Submarines don't like these Sunderlands too good. They see a Sunderland come along and they get a bomb, dive, dive, dive. Although the Mars makes this thing look too small, but this thing still is a good sized flying boat. Yeah, that's pretty good, boys. Real good. Okay. Now it's filler time. Get the tools out of the way. Man. Here's a filler I used years ago. It's called Green Magic. I think some of you guys probably heard it before. Don't use that stuff. It's good filler, but it takes 24 hours for that stuff to dry. Most fillers, including this Bondo we use nowadays, dries in a matter of minutes. You're ready to use some sanding. But we got a serious model building session going on. You don't want no 24 hours that filler to dry to do some sanding. Because after you sand it out, you got to refill it again when you run some into any more perfections. I got filling a sink mark right there. That's funny. I got two identical sink marks on this thing. One thing I noticed about these Airfix kits, no ejector marks like you do nowadays. Nowadays, boy, they're really getting crazy ejector marks. Especially at Hong Kong model 148 scale B17G Flying Fortress. Now that was, I mean, I tell you, I wasn't very happy about that kit. I don't think a lot of us models weren't. You pay money for something like that, and who the hell wants to buy something with a bunch of pen marks? They had ejector part inside of bomb bays where people could take a look at stuff like that. Man. Not very much filler, just a little bit. Just drizzle on there. Okay, I'll turn over here. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh yeah, a little over here. Not very much filler here, fellas. Not very much at all. I got a sink mark right there I had to fill. Right there. And those are two identical sink marks right there. Look like there's little holes in there. And that's when the plastic was cooling down. You got to watch out for those, like you're just going to fill them to go along. Not very much. That's not in it. Oh. Yeah, boys. That's it. Oh, oh, no, no. Oh, it's not, Frank. Defend. Defend. Not too heavy, yeah, although it's sanded out, but it's got to be filled. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, guys, I get the whole sand down real well, as you see. Plastic, I got all that stuff out of there. Plastic has all been leveled up real well. There's a little bit of filler. Once I sand over that wet dry sandpaper, I'm ready for playing. And I got to paint some of the interiors in there. And I got to cut out that decal sheet from the instrument panel too. The old-fashioned. This is how Airfix used to be years ago, guys. I thought it was kind of clever. I kind of liked that. It was different and neat. Right there is your instrument panel. Yep. Cut that out and glue it on your instrument panel. Okay. Now, I'm going to put some of this mask on these windows right here. These portholes. Pretty good. We'll mask those off. Come on there. I had some of this. I don't know where it's at. I think it's in storage, one of those boxes. I know darn well it is. I went down to Smitty's, bought one yesterday. I said, I gotta have some match for these portholes here. They fill those portholes in real well too. That's it. Okay, fellas. I'm going to call this live in action a wrap tonight. And let it dry. And we'll resume later on. Okay, we'll review what old Frankie Day done. Got all sanded down real well. Nice, everything's nice and flush and nice. I know there's a spot my feller on there, top and bottom. Got all my portholes completely all filled with that mask. Let it dry. When you take that mask off, you gotta be very careful. As those windows pop through, best thing to do, get yourself some micro clear or Elaine's tacky glue, and just take a brush and just it'll fill in, it'll dry clear. Crystal clear is made out of tacky glue. A lot of fellows out there don't know that. It's the same formula. And it works very, very well. Okay, guys, that's it for the short Sunderland. That's it for me. Let this bad girl dry for a couple of days. And we'll bring the camera up to yours truly over here and finish up the video here. Okay, guys. Dishes right there. that thing dry and go back and sand it down and prime it. I got to paint the cockpit details. I give you a couple of pellets and I'll paint them anyway. Yeah. I'm going to mask that cockpit too and glue the cockpit in place. So that would be a good build for a while to keep me going. Of course, you guys got to see my talker type. I went back over and did some touch-up work on it. Got pretty good. You got the decals on the side. I got to finish with the decals on the other side. I got them on the bottom. It's all glossed up. I'm going to put some pastels on here too and feather it out. Get that Hawker Hurricane going. Get done. I'm going to hang that bad boy right up here. Right out of my way and harm's way. It's a big airplane, guys. So that's how I've been doing on that. Okay, that's about does it. Old Frankie Day is getting tired a little bit. I got a big day tomorrow at work. And I got to finish up that big flying boat behind me too. My PS1 should be I need to get that one done. I got to paint some color tips. I got a little black around here. I got to paint on here in the bottom. There's a beautiful looking flying boat. Japanese must have copied this. That thing almost looks like a P5M flying boat. What the hell is that? Oh, I got those damn BBs in there. That bag must have broken here. That's my nose wave. I'll put it over here. Make sure I get stirred and broken. Okay, guys, that's about it for the night. I got going. Tomorrow, Saturday. I want to finish up that hurricane by tomorrow. Get some pictures posted out there on Warren's Facebook page. And also Festa 67 and Davey Boy. And Sunday brunch with Colin and Dave. Okay, guys, that's about does it for the night. And I'd like to thank everybody for joining me tonight this Saturday evening on the 12-cylinder flying boat and what I got going on the bench. A lot of stuff coming your way, fellas. I'm settled down now. I ain't going nowhere. No threats to lose my home. Start life all over again. It's like kind of like an adventure for me all the time, you know? Okay. I think I should have the final reveal. Let's see. Sunday evening, I should have the final reveal for the Airfix Hawker Hurricane here. I don't got too much to go on, guys. I got a little weather to do on to finish up the decals, get the top painted. I got to paint that red back there for that tent. And spitter. Paint Georgie Boy up. I got touch-up paint to do on there. So I'm probably going to spend all day tomorrow on that. And resume on the Sunderland probably on Monday. I have a video of that coming away. Then one day next week coming up, I'll be working on my battleship, King George V, and get that going. And more builds coming your way. Okay, guys, make Mama happy. Take care of the little ones. Take care of yourselves. Spend wisely when you go out shopping or do your business. Please be aware of your surroundings. Watch yourself. Spend wisely. Buy yourself a model. Enjoy. And we'll see you here next time. So this Sunday I'll have the final reveal for the Hawker Hurricane. I'll take some nice pictures outside. That'll be it. Okay, guys. God love you guys. You guys take care, fellas, and take care of yourselves. And thank you very much for your comments, your candor, and all my new subscribers out there. God love you, fellas, and thank you all very much. I read your guys' comments, and I read them, and I know I don't answer too much on the fly, but I think we all got that kind of a problem. But I should, but I read them and I'll get back to them. And I appreciate you guys. I love you fellas. And you take care, Bruce. You do a good job, sir, on that Hannibal, Missouri, the riverboat Mark Twain. You did a wonderful job on that, sir. And you take care of yourself. You're doing a good job. And take care too, Freddie. I worry about Freddie. Freddie's kind of down a little bit. He'll spruce back up. He's just going through some problems like we all do, and he's okay. He'll be all right. God love him and everybody. And thank you, Mr. David Estrada, for those gifts you gave me. And you do a very wonderful job on that B-25B Doolittle Raider by Airfix 72. You did a wonderful job. And Mr. John Parker's doing a wonderful job of narrations of Matchbox and Airfix builds, and Max Models, he does a wonderful job. I tuned in his channel a couple of days ago. I really enjoyed it. And he has a wonderful show too, and he gets in touch with the model community all the time. And like I say, this is a special community. You don't find communities like this. Everybody helps each other, buys things, and that's the way life should be. It's wonderful and it's beautiful. Okay, I'm out of here, guys. You guys take care of yourselves. We'll take the Sunny for the final reveal of the Airfix 124 scale Hawker Hurricane. And I'll be back. Catch you guys Sunday. And God love you guys. Frankie Day signing off from Frankie Day Models. And we'll catch you guys Sunday. Bye, boys.